So really, when I look at Water 7, now that I have been reading from 34 to 41 now, as the last review I did was 19 to 33, this is another really iconic arc, and man, the I Want to Live stuff, the Usopp versus Luffy stuff was great. I mean, the flashbacks of Robin's life, Crocodile being shown in the cover story, and the briefly in that flashback, I mean, Jaguar D. Saul, another D member, being shown the fact that he's a vice admiral and decided to say, "Hey, screw it! I'm gonna just do, um, I'm gonna save your life, and I'm gonna be loyal to you." Was just such a touching moment that the sea is vast. You'll find friends someday. And the ancient kingdom being mentioned, the poneglyphs, that was really pretty interesting. I'm not super interested. I mean, if I never figured it out, whatever that was, don't really care. Robin getting to meet her mom in this tragic way. Of her mom really looks like her. It's like a clone of Nico Robin, Olivia Robin, and really, just everything about this arc is just so epic. This Professor Clover guy seemed like it's too bad that he had to die. He seemed like a nice guy. It's too Robin's story just is so sad because like she didn't have any friends because like Luffy she had a devil fruit at the age of 8 and she was just really sweet, just really a sweet kid that most people didn't want to get to know because she was a monster, she didn't have any parents, and for whatever reason that kind of when she went back to wash the dishes and all that, and when she was a kid, just reminded me of like Cinderella or something. But overall, I mean, Robin's backstory and Frankie's backstory too is really sad, um, and it just made this arc just that much more epic. This weird ass three-headed monster was just kind of ridiculous. I love how Zoro ran the wrong way too in this arc. It just goes back to all those other previous things, and really this spam weird like gimp stuff with his black mask. He's just a terrible villain. CP9, I don't care what anyone says, they're not really that great. Lucy is they're so one track minded that it's insane. When we first got introduced to this arc though, I'll have to say that meeting Iceberg and Kaku and all those guys I was kind of suspicious. Like these guys didn't seem right, and kind of I feel kind of feel bad for Chopper thinking that Robin abandoned the group because of him and all that. And that whole escaping out of the burning thing, and really going back to though, I wanted to go back to the fact that Robin has had this strange relationship with one of the three admirals now, Akijo, and for whatever reason he has this. Even before the backstory, I knew that there was something going on, and clearly, he let her live, twice basically. He could have smashed Luffy, but here's what I like: is he says, you basically say, you got rid of Crocodile, and that was a blemish on the world government. So, I don't have any say in it. That's okay. So I really like that. I just can't stand Lucy, man. He's just nothing. He just wants to murder people for the murder's sake. Um, I wouldn't say he's a great villain. I would say Luffy kicking his ass is gonna be cool, but other than beyond that, I don't really think he's that great. I think he's a bit overhyped. I also before the flashback with Frankie, I figured that that bar scene was kind of significant. I never really didn't like Frankie. I mean, most people probably either hate him or not, but I never really had a problem with him. To be 100% honest, I really liked Frankie, and I think he fits well. If he does join the Straw Hats after this arc, I think he would fit well. Obviously, I don't know, and you guys do. But yeah, I mean, that whole fight though with Usopp was kind of stupid. He cared more about a darn wooden ship compared to his Nakama, which is like, really, you really care more about a ship compared to like. I know the ship's been with you, but the fact that you're just being naive to the fact that it had a problem is just ridiculous. I mean, Luffy kicking somebody out over that was a bit much, but the emotions were high after Robin left. But I would say overall, both of these backstories of Frankie and Robin, without them, the arc would have still been really great. Um, and and I would have liked it. It just no way I would have liked it as much. I actually liked Iceberg's design more when he was a teenager than when he is later in life. For whatever reason, Mr. Tom was a great character. We get another little bit of Roger. In the last arc, we got another bit of Goldie Roger, and so I guess now we're just gonna get little pieces of Goldie Roger here and there. The Sea Train was kind of an interesting idea, and you know, like that weird sex gimp guy, spammed him or whatever. The fact that he like destroyed, Mr. Tom's reputation is really a scummy thing. But the fact that he used Frankie's ships is like really, what a piece of garbage. He's the worst villain in One Piece so far. He's just awful. I don't really like CP9. I mean, they're mysterious, kinda. I guess I don't know. I'm waiting for this Jaguar guy to just get wrecked. I have a feeling that he is because this arc's eventually going to end. I mean, Luffy's not going to die this early on to these chapters. So some way he's going to get taken down. Hopefully, it's a really cool fight. I'm only at volume 41, so I haven't seen them duke it out yet. But I saw Gear 2, and man, just seeing Gear 2 had to be one of the most epic things I've ever seen. I was kind of on the fence too about the idea of Robin being this kind of villain because it seemed out of nowhere, and I was really hoping that there was an explanation, and there was, and I was glad because I don't know, we don't need another damn Sasuke, the last of his clan or whatever, randomly just like killing people or like just changing sides just because they feel like it. We definitely don't need that in this story, so I'm glad they didn't go that way. Yeah, the funniest thing about him fighting Bluno, by the way, I wanted to go back to that, was that he was going to go into Gear 3. He bit his thumb, I guess, or I'm assuming that's Gear 3, just by order of numbers, and Bluno's like, and then he just passes out, like, yo, if you get another gear, I can't handle that. Just, like, dies instantly. That's pretty funny. And it's kind of weird how they talk about power levels. That's like a Dragon Ball Z to be talking about power level. This guy's 800 and all this. And also, finally, throughout the series, I have never liked Usopp ever. And finally, in Enies Lobby, not even in Water 7, in Enies Lobby, I finally like Usopp. He's finally doing stuff. He shot the flag down, and he got the Giants to join. So finally, after all this time, he's actually worth anything. That's insane. What a terrible character. The fact that it took me this long to like him, just ridiculous. I think it's because he has no backstory so far, and it's like, so what? Your dad, is a pirate, and he left. I don't really care. Yeah, I don't think that his character has a good enough arc yet. I mean, like I said, I'm only 300 and something chapters in, almost 400, so I don't specifically know and about how the series is going to end, or if he's going to get it back, ground more. But also, I looked in the anime when Luffy's just kicking butt as Robin gets escorted, and it is just so epic how he's just like, where's Robin? He's just beating all these Marine guys. Why don't they, like, actually fire at him? I know he's the main character, but it's like, come on, man. Like, if you're a Marine, you gotta try to stop him. Like, at this point, like, I know there's, like, more powerful characters, like Shanks. Can you imagine Shanks? He would just, like, I feel like he would just, I don't even know what he can do. I just seen him, like, scare off, like, a giant sea king, and now I know that if he went to Innie's lobby, it would be, like, over in, like, 2 seconds. And if he could, like, Innie's lobby and Marines overall are, like, fodder. Like, other than admirals and vice admirals, like, the Marines are ridiculously pathetic. Even the CP9, like, you really think they could fight, like, admirals? No. You know what? And I think that's where I'm going to end it today. So if you like One Piece, then, like me, keep watching these because I'm going to keep doing them. So, adios.